BingX, a trusted global crypto exchange. Trade spot, futures, or copy top traders easily. Sign up via the link or referral code to get 30 USDT instantly, plus up to 1,500 USDT in bonuses for verification, deposit, and trading.
The Australian government's long-awaited federal nature laws are poised for parliamentary introduction this week, with a key point of contention remaining. The Environment Minister will retain the ultimate authority to approve controversial projects. This decision comes after Labor resisted calls for a fully independent environmental watchdog with complete decision-making power, a move that has satisfied the coalition and industry sectors, and has not been opposed by the Greens. However, environmental advocates have voiced strong criticism, raising concerns that this model could create an environment where developers might exert undue influence over the minister's decisions. Environment Minister Murray Watt outlined the proposed powers of the new Environment Protection Agency on Sunday, as part of a bill aimed at overhauling the Environment Protection and Biodiversity Conservation (EPBC) Act. Minister Watt's ambition to see these laws passed before the Christmas break faced a significant setback last week, as both the Coalition and the Greens lodged criticisms regarding separate aspects of the draft legislation. This has created a complex path through the Senate for Labor and foreshadows a politically charged debate during the final 3 sitting weeks of the year. The Coalition contends the laws are detrimental to business interests, while the Greens argue the opposite, accusing Minister Watt of drafting legislation that appears to favor big business and the mining companies. Speaking on Sky News on Sunday morning, Minister Watt indicated the government is open to considering amendments, but firmly stated the revamped laws will not falter for a second time within a 12-month period. He emphasized the government's resolve, stating, "People should be under no illusions. We will be passing these laws through the parliament." He further clarified the remaining uncertainty, adding, "The only question is how quickly we do it and who we do it with." A central element of the proposed reforms that has sparked significant debate centers on the authority of the promised federal environment watchdog. Industry groups and environmentalists find themselves at odds over whether an independent agency, rather than the minister, should hold the power to approve projects. Historically, environmental decisions have been made either directly by the environment minister or by an official acting under delegated authority. In practice, the minister personally reviews only a small fraction of high-profile applications, such as the Woodside Northwest Shelf Extension and the Robbins Island Wind Farm. The vast majority of decisions, over 90%, are currently handled by departmental officials. Under the new framework, the operational structure will largely remain similar. However, the responsibility for decision-making will shift from departmental bureaucrats to officials within the newly established Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. Crucially, decisions made by the minister will be informed by advice provided by the EPA, replacing the current reliance on departmental officials. The new agency, to be officially known as the National Environment Protection Agency, NEPA, will be vested with a range of independent functions beyond project approvals, including the enforcement of nature laws and the monitoring of project compliance with established conditions. Minister Watt highlighted the agency's role, stating, "An independent NEPA will have strong compliance and enforcement oversight to better protect our precious environment and ensure those who seek to illegally destroy it pay a high price." The Australian Conservation Foundation's acting chief executive, Paul Sinclair, expressed disappointment that the proposed EPA would not be fully independent. The prominent environmental group had advocated for a model where the minister would set the overarching nature protection rules, with the EPA then responsible for assessing projects against those benchmarks. Sinclair articulated his reasoning, suggesting, "Arm's-length decision-making is better for nature and better for business." Similarly, the Greens environment spokesperson, Sarah Hanson-Young, voiced concerns that the EPA could devolve into another branch of government bureaucracy if not endowed with robust enforcement powers. With the inclusion of a climate trigger, a mechanism that could potentially block or restrict fossil fuel projects, now officially off the table, Hanson-Young signaled that the Greens are open to negotiating with Labor on alternative strategies to address climate impacts. Under the proposed legislation, proponents of projects with significant polluting potential would be mandated to disclose their greenhouse gas emissions and outline their mitigation strategies as part of the application process. However, the laws would not compel decision-makers to explicitly consider these potential climate impacts, leaving the door open for projects like the Woodside Northwest Shelf extension to potentially proceed under the new regime. Hansen Young criticized this aspect, asserting, "They've taken the climate trigger off the table because they're doing the bidding of the fossil fuel companies." She concluded by outlining the Greens' position, stating, "Now if we negotiate, the government's going to have to come up with what they are prepared to do to protect the climate and to protect our forests."